Hello, guess what? I finished knitting my cat sweater. I am so happy with it. It was really fun to make it and, of course, to have it now. So, I'm recording this video in my messy bedroom today because it's super rainy and dark out, and I like to use natural light for my videos, which is normally not a problem. I have huge south windows, wall to wall, floor to ceiling on both floors. But it's super rainy and it's dark out, so I don't have that light. And it's funny because lights was one of the things I was going to do this year. Every year I have like my ideas for what I want to do to improve um, my work and just moving forward with my creative dreams. And so getting really good lights was one thing for this year, and I was going to get them when we move and I have my new workspace because um, I don't want them here. Kind of feels like they would like clutter things up. And we still haven't sold the loft. We actually took it off the market for a little while because it's just bad timing. The condo market here is really flooded, and this one is it's really ideal for someone like me, someone who's creative and works from home and wants all that open space. But it is priced higher than a lot of self-employed creative people can afford, so it's that thing. So we just have to really wait for the right person to come along. And for now, we've just taken it off the market for a little while to give ourselves a break. And we will try again soon. So that new studio, that new workspace that I was looking forward to and having the new lights and everything has to wait for now. And that's kind of one of the things that seems to be a constant with creative people with creative dreams, that for having and finding the right space, the right tools, the right resources, it's tricky, And I bought this loft, and it was the perfect, ideal place for me and my creative dreams, having all this open space, and I so loved that. In fact, since I bought it while they were still building it, I could customize some things. And one thing I did was take out half of the kitchen because I wanted just more open space there. Of course, my life has changed a lot. Oh my gosh, look who's here. Oh, look who's here. That's Bear. That's the little cat that we got this year. He's not so little. He's actually, for a cat, he's pretty big. Oh, he wants to say it, I guess. Um, what was I saying? Oh, so, I got this place that was perfect and ideal for me and my dreams. And then, we're always growing and changing. Our dreams are always growing and changing. And so now I'm married. It's not ideal, I don't think, to live with another person in an open loft. I think it would be nice if we could each have a bit of our own space. Um, and it's certainly not ideal with having stepchildren. And they don't live with us, but they come over a lot. And so we have a bigger kitchen table with room for everyone. And we have a big, like, more living room stuff so everyone can sit comfortably, which means less open space. And it's just like, yeah, I need my own studio, and I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. And the truth is, like, I have all of this space to myself pretty much um, all the time during the day, right? I'm the only one here, so it's not terrible or anything. But things do change over time, and we have to keep adjusting. And I guess I'm just in a stage of adjusting a lot of things. So this week I struggled so much with um, self doubt and overwhelm. So I was writing the new page for the Year of Dreams 2019. This is my fourth year doing the Year of Dreams, so I kind of thought, I know what I'm doing here, this will be kind of easy. But it turns out, actually, the Year of Dreams for 2019 is changing. I want it to be a lot more. I want to kind of go deeper into the dream work. And the work that I did this year in the Creative Dream Incubator and creating the Creative Dream Alchemy framework, I feel like we have a stronger container and we can do more magic and alchemy work. And so I want to do that in the Year of Dreams. So just making it bigger, I guess I feel vulnerable about this because it's so important to me. And I mean, that's how it is with all of our creations, right? They come from our hearts. And so there's that vulnerability in putting it out there. And then there's that expectation I had that it should be easy because I've done this so many times before. And then there's just the self-doubt that comes up when I try to put myself out there. So all of that kind of collided in this horrible storm this week. And just what it's like sometimes, like for me, especially as my dreams grow, like my vision grows, my ideas grow, I keep having to work through new layers of self-doubt. So it's like each time I do this stuff, I work through a layer of it. Doesn't mean I don't have any more self-doubt in me. And so as I continue to move forward and like stretch that comfort zone and like really try to bring my visions to the world, I just keep coming across new layers of it. So it was really uncomfortable to be in it, and yet now I feel grateful for having done it because I feel a little more connected to myself because I worked through all of that. So the really good thing about getting really stuck in our creative work is that, for me at least, there's always a reason. There's always something for me to learn. So I spent one day, like I had an idea for how I wanted the Year of Dreams page to be, and I spent one day working on it, and I just felt I was filled with self-doubt. Everything was so hard, like everything felt exhausting to do. Like it was just like I'm pushing through concrete in order to work on this, and I couldn't really get anywhere. So I kind of took it easy. I did some journaling, was thinking about my, kind of like meeting my feelings and doing my best with it. But mostly I just kind of took it easy because everything was so hard. And then the next day, I just felt overwhelmed, which was actually a big step up from feeling like I'm in concrete, right? So I do have a process in the Library of Creative Dream Alchemy for, an alchemy process for overwhelm. So I did that. When you're using alchemy with this stuff, so I have my overwhelm, I can't necessarily choose what I'm going to turn the overwhelm into. It's more like just finding the gift in it and turning the overwhelm into whatever that gift is. So it's often clarity or some like energy for momentum or healing. It's going to be different depending on exactly what's going on with you. So I went into it not knowing what it would be, and what it was the gift in it was like a better connection to my intuition, which was, it turned out it was my intuition that was stopping me because it was saying, hey, you're on the wrong track here. So I had a couple of ideas for what I wanted to do, and this is, creative people do this all the time. We get an idea and we kind of fall in love with it, and we sometimes go off on a tangent that isn't really helpful for the overall project. So when I'm on a creative tangent on this page, it's like my intuition is like, no, it's not just my intuition, it's my connection to like the greater purpose of my work, like the heart and soul of the Creative Dream Incubator, the heart and soul of the Year of Dreams, who are all saying, no, this page is a collaboration. Like it has to communicate clearly. And that's the main purpose. And the main purpose is not to be an avenue for your creative idea, which was I wanted to handwrite the whole thing. And it's too hard for it to be easily readable when it's all handwritten. So I had to compromise about handwriting some parts, but mostly using typing, which seems obvious in hindsight, but I couldn't see it before I had done this. And so there were a couple of other things too I was doing that just were a little off. And when I was able to stop and then like kind of reconnect to my intuitive wisdom by processing the overwhelm, then it was like, oh, now I see it, right? So that was yesterday. By the end of yesterday, I understood where I was off. I understood what was needed. And I knew that to get there, what I needed yesterday was to like go to bed early, wake up feeling good, which I did, and then like get to work. Because I'm most creative in the mornings. And so I used my morning creative time and just like finished the whole thing after 2 days of pure struggle, just not being able to get anywhere. Then today I just like went and did it, and it was quite simple. And that's the magic of being really connected to your dream, is that the outer work becomes quite simple. And I forget this often. When the outer work is hard, when you're stuck, when you're procrastinating, that means it's not time for outer work. You need dream work or inner work. So if I was at my desk, I would show you the little triangle thing: inner work, outer work, dream work, right? Remind you there's always something you can do. So as soon as one thing feels stuck, just shift around. Even if, like, those times when you're really stuck and you don't know, just shift around and try. Well, what if I try some dream work here? What if I try some inner work? What would that look like? And being in that place of being willing to experiment and explore, instead of trying to be in that place of always knowing what to do, because nobody always knows what to do. And it's when you're in a more open mind and you're in a place of being able to explore that you actually learn and grow. And that's what your dream really wants for you. So that's where I'm at this week. I'm trying to look for Bear in the camera. I can see him there. I think he's licking his butt right now. But I did leave the lights off because you don't need to look at my messy bedroom. So yeah, I'll see you back here next week.